West is jipping my internet. I paid the bill, but Kanye West is out here saying it's a choice.
Let me tell you something. What Mark Zuckerberg, he wants you on here. This is supposed to be the new Match.com, bro. He wants you out here on some silly shit. He not trying to have none of that real conversation. But go ahead, I'm with you.
So, but I feel what you were saying the other day. This is a click and view scenario. Let's be clear.
Is it a click and view situation, or is it just his actual feelings? I mean,
hold on.
Don't worry about that, man. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, but I'm not recording.
Oh, okay.
So if I was recording, okay. Go ahead.
So is it a click and view? But is it a click and view situation for Kanye? I mean, Will.i.am was saying it would really be hurtful if he's doing all of this and trying to get all this attention to sell albums. That would really be whack, right? But at the same time, it really sounds as if Kanye is trying to send a message of, I should be able to have my own opinion and be able to be respected for my own opinion regardless. Trump is my boy, is what he's saying. I think that I should be able to have a respect for Trump and like Trump without the black community or hip-hop basically saying that this is wrong.
So, Spud, can I ask you a question? So, can I say, no. But can I ask you a question, Spud?
Yes.
If that's his opinion, take that shit back over there with you and your wife and your family. Why are you at TMZ telling us that this is your boy and X, Y, and Z? I don't care. I think there are a lot of people that don't care. If these are your opinions, my opinion is that Domino's Pizza tastes better than Pizza Hut. Do I get on Three Black Guys in the mic and tell everybody you got to eat Domino's Pizza? If you don't, it's free thinking, free will. Who gives a shit? I like Domino's.
But listen, I'm a Pizza Hut guy. I'm Jets Pizza all day.
Okay,
right?
So are we going to sit here and I got to try to convince you to eat fucking Domino's?
No, but at the same time, you eat Domino's. I should be able to say, you know what? You like Domino's. I like Jets. You still my man. Just because you like Domino's don't mean you're not my man.
You know what he said in the interview with TMZ? He said, I'm out here doing this for y'all. I'm getting lipo for y'all. I'm trying to, even with the interview with Charlamagne.
Wait. Let's first talk about why in the hell is Kanye West getting lipo? That's the first thing.
That's what I'm trying to.
Let's just start with that conversation.
Also, I don't really want to talk to you no more.
Don't you got enough money to go to a gym? Don't your wife and her sisters got the best trainer in Hollywood? But that's a whole other side story. I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that if you have these opinions, that's fine. But Kanye, keep that shit to yourself. And that's all I'm going to say. Kanye West and his buffoonery is showing us again that Jay-Z was right. In the interview with Charlamagne, he's on there crying, talking about Jay-Z didn't come to my wedding. How spineless is that? You know what I'm saying? He's still on that. And Jay-Z said that Kanye was whack. He said that R. Kelly was whack years ago. Remember? Jay did say that, right?
Yeah.
So now it's still all coming out. There were a couple other things, depending on how you feel about Dame. He's like, yo, that's just not my cup of tea. Dame, you go this way, I'm going to go that way. So I'm just going to say again, is we just need to just turn 444 back on. We just listen and stop giving Kanye West this energy. But at the same time, Harvey and the other powers that be, including Mark Zuckerberg, it's about clicks and views. It's about algorithms. So it's always about putting the biggest clown in front of the circus. And that's what we have right now.
This is the thing, though, Lamont. This is the thing. And this is a part that I think is important to mention. There was a time 15, 20 years ago when you were getting good money out here, right? The record industry continued to improve.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You trying to say I'm not getting no money, right?
No.
Did I need to show you some of my shit? Is that what you want to see? I'm sending the invoice out right now.
Show that watch. Show the watch.
Yeah, what you want to do? And this is what I'm going to show. I ain't going to show you other stuff.
What I'm saying is, the role that you played in the industry and the role that a lot of guys like you played in the industry was a part of them spending money to get records played, right? And We're not doing that the way we used to anymore, not as much as we used to. And so Kanye is not actually even interested in selling records. He's part of these conglomerates, whether it be Apple Music or Tidal or whatever the case may be. We're not looking at selling units. And we're not looking at the $4 million that will be spent to, make sure that mix show DJs are like, yo, new Kanye, and that he's going to wind up on every TV show. So instead of spending that money, the record company or Kanye's management is saying, yo, how do we get ourselves out here? Kanye says black people or Africans were slaves as a choice. And all of a sudden, the $4 million of promotion that we normally would have spent moving him from city to city and show to show, putting him on Ellen, putting him on BET, putting him on MTV, etc., putting him on all these different radio shows around the country, he's made all that publicity by going on TMZ and saying the most outlandish shit, and he doesn't, and nobody's spending the money to promote the album anymore. And then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, the record's out.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say, man, and I hope that that's not the case. And what's the homie's name? The brother from TMZ, the one that was talking real.
The brother, yeah,
right. Okay. First, we gotta give my man some shots out because I thought he was part of the clown.
Salute.
Yo,
he called him out.
Yeah, and homeboy got a podcast which I didn't know. It's called the Red Pill, the Blue Pill, whatever the heck it is. I took a listen to it, and my man is so on point. And what he said is that Kanye has figured out how to weaponize his words.
That's true.
And he has to be very careful because now they're being used as a weapon against us as a African American, black, Negro, nigga, whatever you want to call us. Those words are it's bad. Like, I don't think Kanye knows what he did when he said that. And if it's all just about a record, like, dude, like, I mean, he need to go to the woodshed, bro.
Ask this question. Did you hear anything from Kanye March 23rd? Do you remember the big controversy around Kanye in the month of February?
I mean, I was sending out invoices getting money since you said I
right. What I'm saying is
I don't remember
there was no January, February, March controversy around Kanye. Now the record's available. All of a sudden, there's this huge controversy.
Okay.
My man Todd Bold out here says that look, Facebook don't care about clicks. They don't care about keeping an eye. So they just want to deliver ads. Also, he thinks that.
Okay, but whoa. No. What's your name, man? That's how you get. I'm sorry, man. Your ad guy is that Facebook sells ads off of clicks and views, correct?
That's true.
Okay, so I'm confused. How does Facebook not care about?
No, I'm reading the comments from my man.
I read it too, but that's why I'm like, nah, that doesn't kind of make sense.
You know what? Maybe Todd is right. Maybe he's wrong. I just want to include him in the conversation, man. Can we give some love to the listeners?
All of this coddling that you're doing. First, you were coddling the Sarah Huckabee Sanders the other day.
Wait a minute. We're discussing Kanye West today. We're discussing Kanye West, Linda. All right, okay. Leave it alone.
I'm about to give me a shot of cognac because you
don't even drink cognac.
Right.
Shout out to Carlton Clyburn, cognac man. So, but now the thing is this, man. It's disrespectful to think that he's going to be the person that's going to, identify and define the thing that is our legacy of slavery and our time here on this continent. Slavery is an important part of the American history and an important part of African American history. And to have this guy out here be disrespectful to our history and him being in a position of, I don't want to say of authority, but absolutely a kind of public figure that can absorb the news cycle, it sucks. And he's an ass stain.
Well, why is that?
Because first of all, it's disrespectful to all the people who laid down blood, sweat, and tears so that we could be here. Slaves, there was a man who was a slave somewhere on this continent who said, the only way I could prevent my children from starving or prevent my wife from being raped is to go out here and pick this cotton and do the best I can until I can figure out how the hell to get to the next level. It was faith that kept these people moving. And that this is bullshit that this man would come and say these things and treat our legacy in such a fashion that we are disrespected.
So here's my question. You should have answered, man.
On us.
Why does he get the attention?
I can answer that. One,
Please
he's Kim
please
Kardashian's husband.
Because he sings and dances and he eats chicken? I'm confused.
Listen, name how many other people have had that platform on TMZ. None. There's nobody who has ever taken over TMZ in that way ever.
So he did the whole show because I didn't see the whole thing.
He did the entire show, and then he brought Candace Owens in at the second part of the show. He had the entire hour. One, all right, one. First of all, it's a good conversation to have. That's first, in my opinion. Two, hold on. Two, okay. He's Kardashian linked, so we already know what kind of weight that holds in this country. Two, Harvey Levin is aligned with Donald Trump. I think that he's a Donald Trump supporter. He has done a Fox News interview with Donald Trump. So I'm sure that has something to do with it as well. But going back to your point, I'm sure yesterday TMZ had the highest ratings they probably have ever had in the history of TMZ. That's why
he's good for ratings.
He's great for ratings. And the conversation is right now. But I will say this, and I want to get you guys' opinion. At the end of the day, it is important, going back to what Harvey was saying, it is important to have this conversation because I don't think that the conversation is being had with each other. It is you're on this side or either you're on this side. Kanye West said, I'd like to go to Charlottesville and have a conversation with both sides of the people. Isn't that what we should be doing as the human race? And one of the things that Kanye West said, look, this is about the human race. And shouldn't we all be doing that as a human race? So you mean to tell me you don't want for people in Charlottesville to understand the struggles that we have had as slaves? You don't want those people you don't want to have that conversation to understand that? You don't want for us to have the conversation with white America so that they understand that it's not okay for Philando Castile to get shot or for Stephen Clark to get shot and how and what that does to the black community? Because all this racism stuff, the one thing I would kind of side with is, we're preaching to our own choir. Without white America, the same shit continues to happen. It don't stop.
But this is the thing, though, Spud. This is the thing. And Todd says this as well. Look, it's 100 years. It's 200. First of all, we don't have to act as if people don't understand that forced labor, forced slavery, like, we just didn't understand that was something that you didn't like. We don't have to act. There's no person, intelligent or stupid, on this continent that doesn't understand the concept of racism in America. They get it. If they say they don't get it, they're lying. That's A. B, there are people out here who are compassionate and open to the discussion that you should engage with. But let's discuss the Charlottesville piece. These individuals, you don't table a discussion with people who they mean harm to you. Don't respect them enough to give them an opportunity. That brings you down to their level. What did Michelle say? When they go low, we go high, and we gotta, because what they keep saying is, and this is what happened all of our lives. Well, y'all were slaves. Well, now y'all free, but y'all can't go to school with us. Is that okay? That's enough for you, right? Okay, yeah, we'll accept it. I'm tired of accepting it. We don't want to accept this anymore, and we don't want to compromise. I shouldn't have to tell you to take your foot off my neck. You don't want my foot on your neck. That's bullshit. If I put my foot on someone's neck, they would say, ouch. I know that. If they put their foot on my neck, I'm going to say, ouch. I don't have to be taught that. You don't have to be taught that you don't want to get punched in the face, or you see a punch coming, you don't want that. You're going to move. You're going to juke. So why do we have to sit there and say, well, we'd like to explain to you, sir, just exactly how this makes it. Forget that.
Yeah, but isn't that what Martin Luther King did? That was Martin Luther King's legacy. He was all about nonviolence. He was all about letting white America
and
understand the things that we go through as African Americans in this country.
And J. Edgar Hoover said he was the most dangerous man in the world, and then that man shot him. And you can't tell me that some poor country white dude who just happens to be misguided and just goes up into a room and has a perfect aim at Martin Luther King Jr. and shoots and kills him just by chance. I don't believe for a minute that man was there by chance to shoot Dr. King. I believe that someone said, because the FBI knew Martin Luther King's whereabouts and what he was going to be doing every day. Someone said, "Hey man, take this weapon and go to this floor and then look right there and you're going to see Dr. King. I need you to take him out." So Dr. King was preaching, peace and love and nonviolence. I'm not suggesting that we go to the streets with violence. I'm suggesting that we don't spend time talking to people who mean ill will. If you believe that the earth is flat and I believe it's round, there's no cause for me to continue to discuss
I got
with
that.
you.
So let me go back. This is what I hear Kanye and Candace saying. First of all, let me just be very clear. I am not siding with them at all. Let me just be very clear with that. But I am just kind of curious to, I'm just kind of playing the devil's advocate here. Going back to the Charlottesville conversation, which is, whack. But when you talk about the civil rights movement, and you talk about we still sat in situations, we did do sit-ins, we still marched, we got water holes, dogs, we got everything sicked on us, we were, like you said, we could not pee in the same damn bathroom. But Dr. King still preached, you got to love your enemy. And that's kind of what I hear Kanye saying.
No. I can listen. I can hope for you as an enemy to have health. I could hope for you to not be, I could not want to hurt you. I could not want to shoot or kill or bring violence to you. But I don't need to sit down with you if I already know that you're in a space that there was a time when they said that we were subhuman, right? That the black people weren't even human. These people who said that we weren't human were comfortable raping our women. Why would you rape a less than human thing? Because you know that we're not subhuman. You know we're human. People are smart enough to understand that we are flesh and blood, just like anyone else. But you hate me to the point where, fine, I'm sorry you hate me. That's your issue, not mine. God bless you. Go with God, my friend. But I'm not coming to sit down and break bread with you and have a conversation with you. It's pointless. You hate me, sir.
I hate to say it, but you are so right. And here's where me and Spud have to be in the biggest disagreement of the history of three black guys with a mic. Martin Luther King can kiss my ass.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Martin. Cigarette smoking, fried chicken eating, always cussing. Martin was out in these streets a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? Now, here's my thing with Martin. Because you just said it, Spud. Martin said this, and Martin said this. How come we never having the same conversation talk about what Malcolm said? Why is that when you go to D.C., there's this big edifice, this wonderful thing that's celebrated about Martin, but we don't celebrate Malcolm in the same tone? Why?
I mean,
I do.
Let's
think straight.
I'm just why.
Well, I can't think straight. Malcolm was. It's not. Look, I love Malcolm X, and I take from him, and I take things from Martin that fit for me, and things from Malcolm that fit for me, and put them together. I don't think either one, and I think that's the piece that we have to understand, that the concept of nuance.
Yeah, but you get more of a diet of Dr. Martin Luther King than you get a diet of Malcolm X.
But that's the thing. You get more of a diet from Malcolm. Because
no.
From Martin. You get more of a diet from Martin because of what he taught, which was love. The same thing Kanye West is saying is love.
No, Kanye West is spewing hate.
How? In what way are you not listening to the entire
minute
thing?
that you listen, I don't care what you say. You can come to my house with flowers. You can cook me dinner. You can bring my favorite whiskey and talk and sing beautiful love songs to me. But the minute that you say that slavery is a choice, I can't hear anything else you're saying. We're done. You and I have nothing to discuss. And I believe, in fact, in my heart, I believe that he's doing it moreover as a stunt to sell records, and that's so very hurtful and disrespectful to our legacy, to the people who laid their lives down. And I can't accept that. And as a result, I'm saying, play R. Kelly records all you want. No Kanye records. None. Done. I don't want no scoopity poopity doopity doop on the radio.
You mutant
No scoopity poopity poop. No.
Kanye?
Kanye, you out, my dude. You out. It's done. I promise you, if there's a radio programmer that I know, I'm going to be like, yo, how much did they send you to play that record? I ain't got that. But can you just not play it?
But Jesus Christ, that's illegal. We don't do that, man. But again, going back to Kanye's interview with Charlemagne that we don't want to talk about. Us, but everybody wants to talk about TMZ. He said one of his darkest days was recently when St. Pablo wasn't played on the radio. He talked about how he felt like nobody wanted to accept him and the music and the boom, bam, boom. I think if we really want to stick it to Kanye like we should, you got to ignore him.
I agree. I think, but see, this is the thing.
And then once you ignore him, then Harvey will not have him come to TMZ Studios.
But this is the thing I think. Kanye West is a spoiled child. And
yes, I agree with that.
There was an interview that he did with Sway. I'm not talking about the one that everyone knows, the fame that you ain't got the answer. I'm not talking about that one. This is so far back. Sway was on MTV days, and you know how far back that was, right? So this Kanye West is just coming out, and he's having this conversation, and Sway says, "Yo, man, you know what makes you what's getting next to you? Why are you upset?" And Kanye goes in to say, I was raised by my mother. I was always only around women. When I would go into Chicago and be with Chicago cats, they said that I was soft. They said I was gay. They said whatever. And it hurt my feelings. And he started to cry. Okay, great. No problem. That Kanye West was very vulnerable. And that Kanye West was, trying to just tell us who he was. He has since decided that he is so important to the art world in his music, in his fashion, that if we aren't buying his record or saying that his record is great, or if we're not buying Yeezys, or if we're not buying his clothes, then we don't get it. You all are stupid.
Yes.
You all are dumb because you don't understand. He remembered remember the conversation he had with Sway where he was talking about the clothing, the one that he lost his cool.
Mm-hmm.
Out here, they let Ralph Lauren sell clothes. They let Tommy Hilfiger sell clothes. They let Yves Saint Laurent sell. But he acts as if Ralph Lauren ain't been out here grinding trying to sell clothes since the 70s. He acts as if Yves Saint Laurent just came out 2 years ago. He acts as if that Tommy Hilfiger, that all these designers, that they're 30, 40, 50 years in the game.
Wait, hold on a minute. And you're right. Spud, wasn't that the Gucci family you had me watch that documentary on with all that murder and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
They've been around, about 100 years?
Yeah, they've been around for a long time.
Okay, so we was in chains around that time, right? I just want to make sure we clear, right?
Whoa, right? Gucci family, yo, whoa.
Call him right now. Call him.
Yeah. Hey, my dude, don't do that. So the thing about it is, if you don't agree with Kanye, then that means that you don't get it and you're stupid and you're not clever. But what we really need to understand is right now, Kanye West is aging out of the demographic. He's 40. We know that this hip hop thing of ours is for young men.
No, he said that too. No. He said that. He said that though, Spud. In the part of, he said that he was worried about his age, about him aging out. He did say that.
He is aging out because Cardi B is the face of hip hop today. If Nicki Minaj, if Lamont's Boys, the Migos, if Jacob, these cats are younger and they are the future of hip hop. Therefore, Kanye is the past of hip hop and not the far. He's not the immediate past yet. But he's aging out. And so he's using every tool to keep himself relevant. And Lamont is right. We did this today because we couldn't wait till Tuesday of next week because it would be old news. And we trying to cash in on Kanye being a jerk too.
We're trying to get our clicks and views as well. We're trying to get our clicks and views.
Now the truth of the matter is that I felt, and how this came together is I contacted these two gentlemen, the other two black guys, and said, we have to have a conversation because his words are so irresponsible. And no, we don't have 28 million followers like Kanye West does, but what we can do as black men is come on this platform and say, this is unacceptable. And somebody has to draw a line in the sand. And I hope that more black men and black women, I hope that more responsible people of all colors, of all races, of all genders decide that, decency is what decency is. And it's disgusting to be disrespectful to African Americans and say that slavery was a choice. That's the line in the sand. I can't rock out with Kanye after that. I'm throwing out my college dropout album. It's got to go. I'm deleting it from my hard drive.
Wait.
Late registration out.
Wait. Let's not get crazy. I mean, just moving forward, we not rocking with dude. But
hold on, I still got it in my iTunes cloud, so it's okay. But I'm deleting it from the hard drive. It's got to go from the hard drive.
All right, that's cool. All right, I'm with you.
I'm killing it all together. I don't need any Kanye in my life. I'm having a Kanye free life from here on out. All the old stuff got to go.
I gotta ask this question though, and I'm just gonna play the advocate this one last time, and then I'm done.
Here we go.
I gotta ask though, are we taking this one small thing, which we typically do as black folks?
It's not small.
Hold on, you're right. Okay, we're taking this one phrase from Kanye and allowing that to overpower everything that he is saying. Because it seems as if we're taking this one we're taking this one comment and we are ignoring the other 40 minutes that he was on TMZ and everything else that he was saying, which is love conquers all. This is about love. This is about respect. I mean, you got to respect him for that.
No, but go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, this is real simple for me. It's two things you don't do with black people. Well, several, but overall, as a community with black folks, old, young, middle, whatever, that slavery thing is a very, it's like that scab that has not healed and still probably, I don't know if it's going to heal in my lifetime. And with Jewish people, you better not ever utter the words about that Holocaust, because Harvey would have bounced his monkey ass up out of there after the first 3 minutes if he would have said the same thing about the Holocaust.
Damn right.
Am I wrong? Right. So again, we're being played as black people because Harvey allowed that to be said on his platform about slavery, but he not there would have said that same shit about the Holocaust. And if he would have came in there with an oven on his shirt and just with an oven, and said, it's hot in here. Take off all your clothes. And on the back of the shirt, he put Jews or something on there. See what happened then, Kanye.
It was a choice to take a shower.
Hello.
No, that would have been a problem.
Hello.
And Spud, I promise you, we're going to delete I'm going to delete Kanye West. No, Apple will be deleting the shit for me, and I wouldn't even know it would happen.
Watch this.
It wouldn't be no conversation.
Maynard,
go ahead, tell him.
You know what else he said in the Charlemagne interview? He said, I just didn't understand what was wrong, after the Taylor Swift moment. Well, Kanye, after the Taylor Swift moment, what you did was you went and attacked a little bitty white girl.
Right.
And those people that would get sensitive about that oven shirt that you could possibly put on was like, nah, Playboy, you're not really getting ready to pop off like that. If that's how you're going to get down, this how we going to get down. And then he wants to go and color his hair and get depressed and get on opioids and do lipo and all these other motherfuckers I see on there talking about, well, he's sick and he's this. He ain't sick enough to not know that he could take his monkey ass over there to TMZ and sit there for a whole hour.
Got a flight. Got on the plane.
Exactly. That motherfucker ain't sick. Not at all. Not at all.
No, he ain't sick.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
He got a middle issue. Okay, I got you.
And that's why I'm done with, his mom died. I don't care about that, man. You 40. Grow up. Be a man. And if you can't, and he know better than to go into certain places and say those things. Not the Jewish part. I ain't gonna discuss that any longer.
No,
he know he better not show up. I know Al Sharpton is old. Al Sharpton put a 2-piece on his ass for that shit.
All day.
Jessica put a 2-piece on his ass for that shit.
All day. You know that.
And we ain't playing that. And we're not playing that.
And Spud, here's what really scares me, because I ain't had the conversation yet. But my 84-year-old grandmama watches TMZ. Don't ask me why or how, but she likes watching TMZ. TMZ has this demographic that goes from mid-80s all the way down to kids at 16. So there is someone who, who their parents or their grandparents were actually slaves, bro. That sat there and watched that shit.
That's true.
Come on, man.
That's true. It was time out for that.
Word up.
There's no excuse. No excuse.
No.
So what's the punishment? What's the 3 black guys with the mic punishment that we have to hand out? But is Kanye? This is what I want to say. Kanye West, you need a North Korean cactus. It's been soaking in nuclear juice.
So now you're gonna put us in there with Daz. Shout out to Daz, my man Daz Dillinger from the Dog Pound. So he gonna put it, because Kanye put a restraining order against him, right?
Because Daz got put hands on him.
No, he told them Crips on the West Side, say, "Yo, when y'all see him, put your hands on him." So
Kanye, he don't want that. Again, go right back to the Sway interview. You don't have to answer. Sway was like, "Yo, my dude."
Right.
And Kanye was like, listen, hold on for a second. Let me
he switched up. Yep, he switched up.
He ain't crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Pam, come on, saying that he has a mental issue. Pam, God bless you. I love you. You my sister. He ain't crazy, because when Sway was about to go ahead and 2-piece him, he hurried up and was like, well, hold on, let me have a conversation with you. I don't need to get punched in the mouth. Let me just, what I'm saying? I should have been diving, whatever. So he knows what he's doing. He knows,
because he didn't have a many issue when it was time to put the PPO out on somebody, right?
Right.
That was 2 days ago.
He got the restraining order real fast. He knew exactly how to get them papers filled out.
Exactly.
Yo, Kanye, right now, my dude, I don't do this. This is not what I do. But I live on 35th Street in Norfolk. You can't come down here. You bang. 35th Street, my dude. You might be able to go ahead and sell out the show down there on 38th Street. You might be able to go over on 23rd Street. You can go out to the beach, but you come in 35th. You come on 35th. Them hitters is out here, man. Them hitters is out here, my dude. You got your picture on the wall.
I'm sorry. Aren't you like have something called suburban black? Is it that the suburban area where of that?
Don't worry about that. I'm just saying, Kanye is banned from 35th Street, the 200 block. Now the 200 block, he can't come in at all.
What about the 300 block?
The 300 block, if I see him, I'm going to throw some rocks down the street. Hopefully I hit him, but if I don't, he knows that he's been shot.
Send that dog after him. Send that dog after him.
Not playing that.
Yeah. All right. As we end, I do agree. I mean, it really is unfortunate that Kanye is gotten this far. I would have to side with will.i.am. I mean, this is not Kanye talking. I don't know who this is, speaking. It's really unfortunate that his wife, his family would even allow for him to even go on TMZ and even make those comments without doing any history or any research or anything, or just knowing your history. And you don't even need to know your history to know that slavery was a choice. I mean, that's like some old Ben Carson, conversation where you talking about, oh yeah, people came over here, and had the opportunity to be able to make, a great life. What was that what did Ben Carson say about slavery?
Yeah, they can't. Basically, Africans chose to come to America for
a better life.
For a better life, the internship that we got. We came here for the internship to pick cotton.
So, and even just listening to him trying to explain the situation didn't make any sense at all. Like, he was just everywhere, and it made absolutely no sense, none whatsoever. Now, what I hear him trying to say is I get it. Love conquers all.
Why couldn't you say that? Why you couldn't just say that then, bro?
Well, he did say that. He did say that. Now, now here's what I am hearing. This is what I am hearing from him and Candace Owens, which I kind of got to agree with.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this so that we don't have no spud in here no more. Go ahead.
Let me finish. So going back to Candace Owens and going back to Kanye, he's just, you know what I'm saying, from Candace Owens. Candace Owens basically saying is that we're still in the same frame of mind, that we use slavery as a conversation piece to be victimized in this country. I agree with that. I'm sorry. That is a true statement. And to hear Kanye on TMZ basically say that black folks in this country have a prison mindset and their minds are in prison.
Let me say this.
I think that in some situations, that's a true statement.
But now, this is the problem. Spud.
Yes,
if slavery ended in 1865 and then we had equality, then there may be some argument to say, well, you know what? You had equality since 1865. But in 1965, you couldn't go to school with a white child. You couldn't use the same bathroom as a white person. So they continued to enslave us or oppress us in other ways. It's 1965. I went to a segregated school. I was born in 71. It was just on the tail end of its segregation. So that was in 77. They desegregated the school in 77. So in 76, 77, our school was segregated. I think I was going into first grade. And then after that, the deseg order went in. But they basically had segregated schools in my lifetime. In my mother's lifetime, she couldn't go to the bathroom. In my mother's lifetime, or somebody who's just 10 years older than me, not even my mother, they were the kids who went to the swimming pool, who got in the swimming pool, and the white people threw acid in the pool. So it's not, people want to make this about slavery. It's not. Slavery is a component of this problem. But the rest of this problem is that we practice apartheid in America all the way through the 70s. And then after that, we get to shoot and kill black men on sight for nothing. We get to just call black men for saying, hey, I'm not ready to order my coffee yet. And the police come and arrest them. Or they come and they beat up on African Americans. That Trayvon Martin is dead. And George Zimmerman is not in prison. So it's not about, oh, y'all still talking about slavery. No, this country has systematically hated us from the beginning. A minute ago I broke it down. Spud, I broke it down.
I get it. I understand you breaking it down. I do still have to say that there is a certain group of people in this country that use slavery as a crutch in order to still be victimized. I'm going to stand by that. I agree with that.
Fine, you can say that. So this is the problem, though. If a man is with a woman and that man cheats on her or the woman cheats on him, whatever the case may be, the cheater says, I'm just going to need you to get over it. And the woman says, look, we need to have a conversation about it. Look, little bit. I ain't talking about it no more. I said sorry. That's enough. Get over it. Let's move forward. What's for dinner? She's not going to respond to that. No, we have to have a conversation, and America has continued to treat...
Isn't that the same exact thing that Kanye is saying? That we do have to have a conversation, and that my point of view needs to be heard just as anybody else's?
I'm not even... I can't even...
Is that not what he's saying?
No, it's not what he's saying.
Tell me what...
He's saying... First of all, you can't... Look, you can have all the nice things to say.
Ye versus the people. Is he and T.I. not going back and forth and having a conversation about the way he sees it as well as the way T.I. sees it? That's the conversation. That's the song.
Fine. That's fine. You can have that conversation and you can say all the nice things in the world, but when you punch me in the nose, I realize that we're enemies. So you go, hey, Maynard, I like you. We should really have a conversation. It's all about love. Oh, well, no, it ain't. Because you hit me in the nose.
Does that hurt?
So I don't care what he says. The last thing that he says at the end of this all is African Americans chose to be slaves. When that ends, we can't have we no longer can have a conversation. If that's the position you're taking, if that's where you are, then we can't have a conversation no more. We're done.
But that's I think we're taking that one thing.
Let me ask you a question.
That soundbite has gotten the world in an uproar. Which it should.
You should have said that shit.
So how old is Candace Owens?
I don't know. She's got to be
28?
30, 28.
30.
Mm-hmm. And here's all I'm gonna say to that, and I could give so many examples. Is that there are things that I said at 28 years of age that just were not right. That no way that I would say it at 38, and definitely would not say it at 48. And I'm gonna park it right there. And for Candace Owens, who's 28 years old, I don't think she's lived long enough. I don't think she's had enough experiences to warrant a statement like that to have a lot of validity. I mean, I just feel like, and again, this is just me. I laugh and joke a lot about the white man's ice is colder, but the reality is that a white woman, and she'll find this out later on in life, are probably going to have some of the easier way of getting things done than she will. So she should just park that. If anybody knows her, park that and put that shit in your pocket, because for you to say that we're still using it as a crutch. And Maynard, I'm so with you. I mean, we could talk about the record business. We could talk about the radio business. We could talk about the marketing business, African-American, Black, whatever you want to call it. That type of business is dealt with differently than it is on the white side of business. Am I right? Definitely in the music business, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
But am I right? Even in the radio business, are white radio stations or let's just say white advertising rates, aren't they normally different or higher?
But hold on, let me speak to that for a second. So we used to have, and we probably still do, we used to have something called no urban dictates.
Okay.
All right. Which meant that ad agencies and national rep firms would say, yo, I have to go into a market, let's call it Philadelphia, and I have to buy, 50 rating points. But buy no urban. That was a dictate. Buy no urban.
Why was that?
They didn't want black people. They didn't want to spend money in black radio. They didn't want to spend money advertising in African Americans. So there's this famous memo that, fortunately, Brother Al helped to out. That was at Cats Radio, which was at the time, Cats Radio was a rep firm for a Clear Channel. And they said, we don't want to advertise to black people. All right. We want prospects, not suspects. And that's how they termed us. And then me, as a person who made money selling radio.
I'm sorry. And when was this? Was this like in 1865? Or was this?
A little bit later than that. Like, I don't know, maybe 1999 to 2000.
Okay. But
so right after slavery. We should probably not care because it was just right after slavery.
So that's probably when Candace was in diapers, right? Or she was still, being in the. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So what happened is me and trying to get my livelihood on, trying to go out here and sell radio and be in the marketing space. I'm trying to figure out why I can't get Hellman's Mayonnaise to buy black radio on a national level. I'm trying to figure out why Chick-fil-A is telling me that black people don't appreciate chicken that doesn't have bones in it. I'm trying to figure out why Hellman's Mayonnaise says that black people don't eat mayonnaise. I'm like, what's in? I know what's in Karen's potato salad, but my potato salad needs some mayonnaise.
Right.
I need some mayonnaise in my tuna fish. I mean, you know what I'm saying? This turkey sandwich needs something on it. You know what I'm saying? So, but what happened is, as a result, that my earning potential is capped because racism steps in and says, you know what, there's $600,000 of advertising that we need to put into this market. We're going to give the black radio station 10,000 of it. We're going to give the white station that may do far less in the demographic 40, 50, 60,000 of it. So they would make me take a discount or even not even put me on the buy so that they can give more money to a station that didn't even perform as well in the demographic. But you know what? We shouldn't complain about that.
No, Candace. No,
because we need to just leave slavery alone because it's no longer important. It didn't happen. No big. It was only 3 pages in my history book in high school, so it really couldn't have been that big of a deal. Except slaves built the whole fucking country.
Spud?
I'm done.
But I thought you said it was about the conversation.
I think it is about the conversation, and I think it is extremely important, and I think that, unfortunately, I respect exactly what you're saying. We have all lived through the fact that slavery has been a backdrop of some of the things that happened to us up until now. However, I do still stand by the fact that there are people in this country that utilize it as a crutch for not moving forward. I just believe
right, but
that.
You know what, though, Spud?
And because let me take you. I mean, you guys do not look at that as a situation, right? Neither one of you go out here every single day and say, you know what? Because my ancestors went through slavery, I'm going to sit here and not do shit with my life. You guys don't do that. So I can't sit here and say that because there are some people in the world, right, that don't use it, that it doesn't really, matter. But there are some people in the world who do. There are plenty of people in the world who sit there and say, oh, because my ancestors are slaves, I'm never going to be this. I'm never going to make nothing happen. I'm never going to be able to be this. I can never achieve to this level, so forth and so on. I'm sorry. That to me is a victim mentality. And I think that most of the time, black folks have a victim mentality. Some black folks have a victim mentality.
I think in every race, people have a victim mentality.
And
they're going to be people, so I don't think that we should say, well, black people are using this as a crutch. I think people find crutches no matter what race they are, and they use those crutches.
How many times have you heard the Jewish people use that shit as a crutch?
See, now you in trouble now, because you can't say that. You can't say, Lamont, tell him.
You cannot talk about Jewish. You are not allowed to do that.
How many times have you heard Jewish people use
my dude? They about to mess around and put the hashtag on your ass.
As a crutch.
Start a hashtag. They about to start a hashtag on your ass.
I'm just asking.
Let me say this. This guy right here, Ron Hayes, says, get off the plantation and break the chains. Come follow me. Okay, whatever. But and I don't know what Ron is saying all the way. I'm just reading the first step. But think about this. Get off the plantation, break the chains. That's kind of offensive. Because, like Lamont would say, if Ron has said, get out the oven, don't take that shower, then Jewish people would have a fit. What? And then hashtag that shit up.
What?
We about to mess around and repossess this mofo. All his dreams about to go away. We want to close this shop down. So what I'm saying.
Let me ask you this question. How many Jewish people do you think sat in a victim mentality after they saw blood and soil during Charlottesville?
A lot.
No. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't see no Jewish people go and be in an uproar and say, oh my gosh, white supremacy is holding us down because they're in Charlottesville talking about blood and soil. No, they kept that shit moving. Nobody was probably even affected. Now, they probably was hurt by what they said, but nobody was sitting there talking about, oh, we're suppressed. We're never going to be able to make it. This is another reason why we have an issue in America, because you have white supremacy and neo-Nazis talking about blood and soil. No, they still built their fucking neighborhoods. We sit around and we go through the same situation over and over and over and over again, which is, I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm just saying that I do have to agree with Candace and Kanye at the fact that sometimes the mentality has to Ron's point, get off the plantation and break the chains and start to go to work. Now, I just think that
if you act as if black people ain't out here working.
I'm not saying that black folks. I'm not saying black folks ain't working.
So why can't two things be true? Why can't two things be true?
We continue to go through the same situation forever. Oh my God, the situation happened to somebody in Charlottesville. Yes, it's wrong, but damn, we sit around and now we want to boycott Starbucks. Then all of a sudden we boycott Starbucks. Then 2 weeks later we back at fucking Starbucks. Oh my God, Kendall Jenner. Oh my God, I can't believe that she's talking about Pepsi and Black Lives Matter and protesting, and she's not out there doing anything. Oh my God, boycott Pepsi. You know what? We back at, boycotting Pepsi. Kanye West. Oh my God, let's get rid of Kanye West. Kanye West. You know what? He's probably still going to go platinum. They're probably still going to, go and actually see his concerts. It's the mentality, in my opinion, sometimes is like, yo, this is some bullshit. Let's Go to work. Period. That's it. Not to say that black folks ain't working. Not to say that black folks ain't, I'm just saying it just is frustrating to continue to have the same narrative over and over and over again. Again, we took one thing, which was the worst thing he could say. We took one thing.
He could have said something else that's worse. He could have said something else that was worse.
He could have.
But he didn't. But he didn't. Because he knows better. Because again, he's not crazy and he's not mentally. He know what to do. Yeah, he know how far to go.
Let's just say he's not crazy. He's not. Maybe he's not high, right? No problem. Whatever the case may be. Which I think he's high. But anyway, maybe just to say he's not high, right? Let's just say he's not high. We, out of a 50-minute interview, we take one small, let me take that back. We take one thing Kanye is saying, and that's been our entire show. That's been every news headline, period. Now, Maynard ain't even we're listening to College Dropout, which is a classic. Because of
let's not get crazy. It's a good record.
Late registration, which is probably a classic.
Oh, it's a good record, not a classic.
Because of one comment. Not the rest of it, just the one thing. And I just am curious to know, not that I agree with Kanye,
but you know what?
Or side with him. Let me say
hold
I'm
on,
done.
Hold on, it's not about the
my last thing and I'm done. I'm saying my last thing and I'm done. Let me say my last thing and I'm done.
Okay, Linda. Say your thing, Linda.
Linda.
I had nothing to say. I just wanted to
say. No, but you know what? I think, though, it sounds like we're beating up on Kanye over this comment. But I think what we really are doing is we're finally responding to the 10 years of Kanye wilding out and giving us this is the straw that broke the This is the straw that broke the camel's back with him, with us. It's the Taylor Swift thing. It was the Beck thing. It's the 2, 3, 4, 5 other. It's the Sway conversations. It's the getting on stage and talking about Jay conversations. And then all of a sudden you get to be like, yo, my dude, I have tried. They say your girlfriend don't break up with you one day. She been breaking up with you for a long time. You just didn't know. Kanye, we've been breaking up with you for a long time, dude. You just didn't understand it. You've been screwing up and making these mistakes out in these streets. And you didn't understand it. And by the way, let me say one last thing on the Bill Cosby thing, and it's fast. Hannibal Buress, you ain't allowed in Philadelphia no more. Don't come to Philly, Hannibal.
Hey, he from Philly?
No, he's from Chicago.
Oh, that's right. No, you're right. That's right. He is a Chicago boy. That's right. Okay.
Bill Cosby may be guilty, and I am disappointed that he decided to do what he did. But let me tell you something, Hannibal. We don't need you out here dry snitching. You ain't allowed in Philadelphia. He was the one that
that started it all.
That started it all.
Yeah, that's true.
You out here dry snitching, and that's a legend that you dry snitching on. And then he was wrong. He shouldn't have put the stuff in their drink. Mix it up and tell them to have a little drink. That's bad. That's bad, Bill. That's bad.
So, Maynard, let me ask you a question.
That's not the same thing I'm saying about Kanye.
No. I'm gonna tell you why it's not, and I'm gonna tell you why Candace is an idiot. Because Bill possibly could be going to jail, right? He gets sentenced soon, right? Yep. But we still have a president that
grabs them,
sexually assaulted women, correct?
Yes.
We still got Harvey out on these streets who is known to sexually assault women, right?
Yes.
There's another list, but those are like two of the recent lists of all of these guys that don't look like me and you. They just out here in these streets. And I say this all the time. Who?
John Kanye.
No comment. Okay, we end this Facebook Live, man.
Yes, we out, man. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in today. Make sure you check us out every single Tuesday at 3 Black Guys with the Mic, 3blackguyswiththemic.com. We holler. Thank you guys so very much for being a part of it. Stop, baby.